Welcome back, YouTube. Sensei Domino here. This is part 2 of my vintage baseball cards in my COMC orders. This is 1970 to 1975. And I'll start with this 1970 Tops Luis Aparicio. It's a really clean card. Centering isn't too bad. Nice clean back. A little bit of a corner ding right there. And I'm not sure if that's a print defect or a stain, but it doesn't bother me too much. Still a real nice card to pick up and add to the collection. We'll move on to 1971 Tops, and this Jim Catfish Hunter. It's got a little bit of corner damage, minor, and it's pretty off-center. But I don't have a whole lot of Catfish Hunter cards in my collection. And it's kind of a shame because he was a real dominant pitcher. I think he was the first player to ever reach free agency. 79 or 75 or 76 when he joined the New York Yankees. And he won 200 games before he turned 31, 5-time World Series champion. And for whatever reason, I just haven't picked up a whole lot of his cards, so happy to pick this one up for sure. Moving on to another Hall of Famer, 1971 Tops Don Sutton. This card is in much better shape than the Catfish Hunter. A little bit of a corner ding down here, maybe a little white showing on that one, and that one's pretty good. Little stain right there, but overall still a pretty nice card. Here's a Phil Necro, a little bit of edge damage right here, but overall it's not too bad. Wax stain on the back. I don't like wax stains, they bug me. But I guess I can replace this sometime in the future. Happy with this for now. Next, here's a Dave Concepcion rookie. This card is incredibly off-center, even for my standards. I actually looked for a better copy, but I couldn't find one that was in this nice a shape corner-wise, so I kind of just picked this up to make do. I think eventually he will get into the Hall of Fame, and I kind of just wanted, his rookie card in my collection. A little bit of corner wear right there. That's pretty bad, but overall, I guess it's okay for now. I just didn't want to have him get into the Hall of Fame and me not have one of his rookie cards, and seeing what some of the other more recent Hall of Famers rookie cards have done since they got elected. Jim Cott, for example, and then it just took off, and I didn't want to get left behind without a Dave Concepcion rookie, so picked it up, and I guess I can pick up a better copy here in the future. Here's a Earl Weaver, Hall of Fame manager. I didn't see a whole lot of his managing, but I did see a whole bunch of arguments that he had with umpires and highlights and stuff, and I just liked his fiery nature. He was always kicking dirt on umpires and arguing, and if I remember right, I think in the late 80s I had Earl Weaver baseball on my PC, and I played that quite a bit. So kind of happy to get this card into my collection. It's the first Earl Weaver card I've owned. So moving on to 1972 Tops, and a card I'm really excited about. This is a Roberto Clemente in action. Huge Roberto Clemente fan, and the only card I have of him is a 1961 League Leaders card, so real happy to get kind of a playing days Roberto Clemente card where he's alone on a card, And I've always liked this card. You know, I don't know what he's either striking out or he didn't like the pitch or whatever, but that reaction, you know, this card's kind of always stood out. And I was able to get this at a pretty good price, so super happy to get it. I'd like to get his other 72 one where he's tossing the ball up in the air. That's another one that I've always liked. And I will pick that up hopefully in the near future. Moving on to 1972 Tops Carl Ustremski. Huge Carl Ustremski fan, so I've been kind of building up a Ustremski player run. A long way away from being able to get his rookie card, so you know, just kind of building up the player run as I can, kind of opportunistically, I guess. Here's his in action. Ustremski was my mother and my grandfather's favorite player, so part of the appeal of me picking up his cards. Here's a really off-center Bob Gibson, but I thought the card was super sharp, so I decided to pick it up. I know it's bad, but there wasn't really a better option. Kind of wanted to get the card, so went ahead and picked it up. Here's Orlando Cepeda. Little off center, a little bit of edge damage right there. It's not too bad. Overall, still a pretty nice card. And here is a 1972 Tops Raleigh Fingers. I think this is probably when he started growing the handlebar mustache, because I think 1972 is the year that Charlie O. Finley had a deal where he gave his players, I think, a $500 bonus if he grew if they grew a mustache, because players on his team were already doing it, and he didn't like not having the control. So he basically said, if everybody's going to do it, you know, I'm just going to incentivize it and kind of go with the flow. And so, you know, that's why you see this really good A's squad start growing out the facial hair. And I still think it's weird not seeing him with a mustache. Here's Luis Aparicio. Quite a bit off center, both top to bottom and left to right. Pretty nasty fish eye right there too, but still picked it up. I thought it was a pretty clean card, so why not? I think it was like $1 or something, so for $1 I'll pick up a Hall of Famer. And this kind of goes to my Ranger collecting. Charlie Huff rookie card. Wanted to pick one up. I have an autographed baseball of his that a friend of mine gave me. I watched quite a bit of him when I was first starting to get into the Rangers. And he was a pretty good pitcher, and I always liked knuckleball pitchers, so. This is a nice 72 Joe Morgan, but there's a but. There is a little bit of a wrinkle down here. I don't know if you can see that. There, you might be able to see it there. It's like a 1/4 inch. It really bugs me because this is such a sharp card, and that little wrinkle kind of just kills it for me. I mean, it takes it down several grades. But otherwise, this is a real nice card. I'm still happy to have it, and I'm not even sure if I'll replace it, but it's still kind of a bummer. Here's a 1973 Tops Bob Gibson. It's in pretty decent shape. Little bit of edge damage, not too bad. Little corner wear, more noticeable on the back than the front. Still, I don't have a whole lot of Bob Gibson cards, so try to pick them up when I can. This is a card that showed up in worse shape than I was expecting. I really wanted to get a Goose Gossage rookie card. When I was a kid, I had this card. I think I paid $5 for it. And I actually sent it to Goose Gossage. And it probably took a year for me to get it back. I actually forgot that I had actually sent it out to get autographed. And a year later, it just showed up in the mail autographed, and I was super excited about it. I sold it, sold it to a card shop a couple weeks later. I kind of wish I had held on to it, but I kind of just let it go. You know, he wasn't a Hall of Famer at the time. He was a good pitcher, but you know, I didn't have any, you know, draw to keep it or anything. So I just moved it on for a profit. I wanted to get a new one, and this one looks like it's got some, I would guess this is like binder damage or something, because there's like a little indentation here, a little indentation here, a little indentation here, and I think there's another indentation up here, and I just didn't see it on the scan. I mean, I saw a little bit of something going on right here, and I thought it was just like, you know, a little, you know, dot or, you know, something like that. You know, but it's certainly in a lot worse shape than I was expecting. I paid a little bit for this card too, you know, like, I don't know, $10-12. So a little disappointed that it showed up in the shape that it did, and I'll have to replace it, but it's still kind of cool to have a Goose Gossage rookie back in my collection. And finally, this is another card that has a little bit of damage. There's a wrinkle right there, and like 1/8 of an inch wrinkle right here. So kind of disappointed, and there's a little bit of staining or print defect, or that might even be a pen. I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, this looked like a pretty nice card, but sadly I might have to replace it. Anyway, that's the last card from the 70 to 75, and I will do another video right after this with the 76 to 79 cards from my COMC order. Until then, thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you again soon.